Okay, so this is, I guess, the fourth part of this project, time for completion. Our summary is here. We have done the UI changes and tested them. We have created the scripts uh, and very slightly tested them. We need to make like a more robust test today. And then the final step is like adding one more column in the Google document that is collecting the data, so we can also have the time stamps as a measure of user engagement and performance. So let me see what we need to do. It's here. So we have done the C sharp code with the coroutine. We have done this. We have done this. Now we are testing and checking whether the coroutines are working and the time for completion system is living well under the don't destroy on load. So in scene 1 I have the don't destroy object that contains the don't destroy on load class, actually the don't destroy class, but it has the don't destroy on load methods. This has been done in the previous video. Scene loader, very simple one that is loading the scenes. This is not optimally done because it's not unloading the other scenes, and this is for us to control the coroutines. Last video we also tested that. Oh, okay, so after the time completes we need to load the scene, so let's do this here. How do we do that? Let's see if it works. So the idea here, I created an instance of the class scene loader because the script to control the scene management is here. This is the script to control scene management. So I made an instance in the start of the void start when the game starts. It's here. When the game starts, I find the a game object that has the type scene loader, and I add that to the instance game object. And then I don't know if it's a game object, but the instance variable that I created. And then here I am using the instance, so I'm accessing all the scene loader uh, content, and then I'm calling the method load scene 2. So don't destroy and load is already working. We moved don't destroy to system. If I click here, after 15 seconds, a message is going to show up in the console, and after 2 seconds, it's going to load scene 2. Okay. So I guess this system is working. Like, this is working. I'm going to go ahead and uh, work on the timestamp for us to save the timestamp. I'm importing the script so I don't have to retype all over again the script to send the information from Unity to a Google form. While Unity is loading, great. So the script should be here, not this one, here, data collection. There are two systems here, so I need to clean this project. So let me just see which one is being used over here. Where is this? What is the one that has bots in? Environmental. Okay, so this is the game that has the environmental version, not the complete data collection. I always open the wrong project. I'm great. Okay, this is not the project I need. So I'm gonna unstart this one. Let's see, this is okay. This is the one that I want. Boards into Google. Oh, because there's lots. But I also have one drop down survey test. Okay, this is if I'm doing a drop down. I'm gonna copy this and change it into inside the other project. So one way we can move files across projects is like this. You open the two projects, sharing the window, and I can straight drag and drop one asset from one project into the assets folder from the other project. So like this. Just make sure that you know where you're saving. I'm putting the script folder. I'm gonna minimize this other project. I'm just gonna leave it open if I need to see how I implemented the hierarchy. But now I am going to change this name to be T4C data collection. I don't know if I can have a number, and then I don't remember if I can have a number, but if I cannot, I don't want to even try. So I'm going to T4C data collection. To change the name of the script, you also need to change the name of the class. Otherwise, you need it, not this one, not this one. I open that. And then I need to change the name of the class here, otherwise Unity goes crazy. So T4C data collection. Let's save it. We will have only one item for now, so I'm gonna really simplify this a lot. I wonder if I can put the number 4 here. And then when I change from inside, I have to go to Unity and change there as well. Otherwise, Unity gives a lot of errors because the name of the class is not found, especially if it has been implemented. So the name of the script is T4C, and the class also inside the script is T4C, so it's fine. Drop down. I only have one drop down. Oh, I can also make it a public button. Is there a TMP button? There's input field. No, so I'm gonna use a normal button. For that, I need to button. Oops. Button. And this is like this because it's missing the reference of the library. So it's using. By the way, I don't need to type. I know what to type here, but if I don't know, Visual Studios help us. That's why I always suggest we can click with the right button, see quick actions, and then it says like you're missing Unity using Unity Engine UI, which is correct. So then the class is activated. So private string item one, private button. Oh no! I don't need it. I'm gonna be using either the drop down or button on one. So this is if collecting data from the drop down. I'm gonna create another one if collecting data from the button. I'm gonna change the name of this variable, so it's gonna be time for completion URL. The name of the variable needs to be updated everywhere, like here. I'm gonna change this to T4C. This is T4C. C. So I'm renaming this call routine to how long, because it's the answer that the player is giving to us, how long they can stay and play. And send how long. It seems the code has been updated to the current context. I need to see how I can send information with a button. I can create methods. I know how to do that with methods, so let's do that. This script is going to be in the I guess I'm gonna create another script because I don't want to mix. Actually, no, I guess I can. Let's see. I'm just gonna organize here and create a region called button values. I like I like putting like very big letters in the names of the methods because when I'm finding them in the inspector, it's easier for me to see. So what I need to do that is that this button, when it's called, I need to send the information to, so it's gonna be, how do I, it's strings, string. Okay, so string. No, I don't have to do that. I just need to say that I don't need if I need to use this method here. Because I can just say like item 1 equals 15 minutes. So that's what I'm submitting to the, so here instead of first it's going to be how long can the player stay. I also need to make a new Google form. So so you change the type of answer you want to short answer. Don't ask required. You don't even need to put the question. Just put the question to help in the data collection. How long can the player stay? That's all we need. So let me see if I remember. In order to get the correct uh, place variables, we need to send, get a link, copy this link, open the thing in another. Oh, by the way, since we are not collecting anything, we need to set up this correctly. So restrict to users in Lehigh University, no. Collect email addresses, no. Show link to another response, doesn't need because they are not going to be using the Google form. Collect email addresses by default, no. So I'm going to create the spreadsheet We don't have one yet. Now we have the timestamp of when the player had that action and how long can they stay. Another variable that we have to collect here, but it's being dealt with in the other code, is the player's ID. So we know who was playing, like not personally, but we know how to identify, to track the pre-test and post-test answers, and also the uh, data points that we collect during the experience. So questions, then I will send the link, copy the link, open here. Once I open, I can click with the right button in the answer and click inspect. So once we do that, we need to press Ctrl F. And what is the name again? ID. Let me see the code. Entry. So I need to find the entry for that field. They will give me a specific number. So entry. There you go. So this number here is the specific ID for me to send the answer to that Google form thing. Now we need to get the URL. So let me just see a keyword here in Watershed Explorers. Form response. So I need to find this here. There. I copy this and I'll paste this URL here. Save. I will not need to treat this here because I'm using the button. So I'm commenting this so the code doesn't process the data as coming from a dropdown, because it's not coming from a dropdown. What I can do here is to call the button 15. No, I rather not do that because I can use the same code individually. So I'm gonna call this method here in the specific button 15 minutes. After I do that, if I called the coroutine right away, they would be submitting the answer. Wait, but I can do that then. I can ask the answer to be submitted. Oh, but the answer doesn't replace, it just creates a new entry. So this would be interesting to see if the person is kind of indecisive and is clicking a lot of options, but not now. So I'll leave this how long coroutine to be sent when we click the submit button. So we temporarily store uh, the value in this item 1 variable we created, and only when we click the submit button I'm gonna call this send how long method to start this coroutine, the how long coroutine. And you can see here that that's where we have the www and la 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 and stuff. So let's see if it worked. In the 15 minutes button, I am going to drag the object that has the data for collection. No, actually I need to put the in all of them. We don't have drop down, so if the code complains that there is missing, I can create an empty game object, but since we don't know yet, it's fine. So the code is showing you what is the URL, and here the item one is empty because we didn't do anything yet. So when we click this button, we're going to be accessing the script we just created, and I'm going to run the method button 15. The idea here is like when I click the 15 minutes button, this item 1 button needs to receive the string 15 minutes. Yes, so it's working. And right after we click, because we programmed that in a previous session, after we click one of the options, the continue button already appears. So our next step is to make this continue button send the the value that the player chose. So in the continue button, so the continue button here, when we click it, I need to put the data collection here. Actually, I don't. So remove component. I can I need to think in a way to make it simpler. So I'm running out of time. I'll be continuing from here how to implement this code so that we don't have to be inserting this script in all game objects and maybe just a parent game object, for instance. Here, player dialog box would be housing this uh, TC for data collection, and then we just refer in the on-click buttons.